Last week, Mayor Darren Musselwhite of Southaven confirmed xAI's plans to use this newly purchased site just south of the Tennessee-Mississippi line to help power its Colossus 2 supercomputer along Tulane Road in Whitehaven. This as the artificial intelligence company receives a cutoff notice for a past due utility bill that it claims was a mistake. Townsend, President and CEO of the Greater Memphis Chamber, is here to talk more about the latest developments. Ted, welcome back. Good to have you on 3 at 3. I know you have a busy afternoon planned.
Yes,
you go before the City Council for a special recognition.
Yes.
What does this mean and what's it all about?
Well, I'm proud to say that the Greater Memphis Chamber won Chamber of the Year as issued by the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives. So 1,700 chambers across the country. We compete in Category 4, which is chambers in the largest metros around the country. And we were named a finalist, and then we competed for that in Philadelphia at the annual convention, and proud to say we won. So it's nice to bring a national championship home to Memphis.
That it is for sure. Is a big part of this the so-called digital delta that you've been talking about a lot, and how does that kind of play into it?
That was a major piece of the application. We submitted 2 synopses. One was the digital delta, the second was the America's River crossing. So we were proud to really reflect on the success of the digital delta and all of the accomplishments that we've had there. So you know, it was a panel of judges, our peers, other CEOs of chambers, and we had a great time, and really proud of our team who put so much work into the application. Yeah.
Ted, I do want to ask you, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, xAI kind of crossing state lines going into Southaven, Mississippi.
Sure.
What does this mean? How do you kind of weigh and balance this out, especially if some of those tax dollars are not going to be here in Memphis and Shelby County? Is this still a win for the region?
It's absolutely a win, Alex, because I will say that the investment in that Tulane Road property, which is in Memphis and Shelby County, the full potential of that could not be unlocked unless we power up that facility. Having a dormant former power plant in Southaven in such proximity to Colossus 2 is a game changer. In fact, the Greater Memphis Chamber helped source that site for the company to consider. And we're glad that the transaction has happened now so that the power plant can be built out. You have less stress on our existing grid, and they're continuing to invest in the infrastructure that will allow Memphis to lead in the AI race.
But at the same time, as you well know, Ted, there are some concerns, and some people will say rightfully so, about possible emissions, and that can add to health concerns for a lot of people in that area.
Absolutely.
What do you say about that, though?
Well, the leadership in Southaven have asked for the company to maintain the same quality of low emissions as they did at their Colossus 1 site, and they have committed to doing that. So you have to understand these turbines, if they were to use them there, have the lowest emissions nationally. So we expect that they will continue to maintain that and be in full compliance with any laws or regulations.
Also, clear something up for us. With xAI and some of their dollars going to help defer maintenance of several Memphis and Shelby County schools that are pretty much dilapidated, for lack of a better way to put it. What are your thoughts there? Because some people have said, wait a minute, this is just xAI trying to buy out a community, so to speak.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Well, again, they understand the importance of being a good community partner. And the Chamber was fortunate to be able to plug them into investment opportunities within the 38109 zip code, which has been disinvested for far too long. They don't require anything for this investment. They just are doing it because they know it's the right thing to do. When they took a tour of the schools, they saw the disrepair. They saw the fact that the HVAC systems weren't working, and this is a company that has built out the world's largest supercomputer. So to marshal their investment into these 4 schools, Westwood, Fairley, Mitchell, and John P. Freeman, is a game changer for these kids. I mean, they you know, as Pastor Watkins said, they can't even host a Friday night game and be under Friday night lights. They have to visit and be the visitor all the time. Kids deserve better, but you're going to see STEM labs and AI labs and basic infrastructure. And I mean, this amounts to tens of millions, and I think xAI has set the bar for corporate sponsorship and partnerships of our schools.
One last other piece of news here. Silver Hills Bakery, nearly 400 jobs?
Yeah.
How soon are we talking about? And what does this mean?
Very soon. It's incredible. They're a Canadian firm, so they're going into the former Kellogg's plant in Rossville, which is in Fayette County. When Kellogg's pulled it out of there, that represented about a 30% loss to the county's revenue, and it has sat dormant. So to backfill that with a Canadian firm, so it's foreign direct investment, you're talking about 400 great high quality jobs and $50 million in capital investment being invested in the modernization of that plant. It's a huge win for Rossville. We're grateful to Mayor Waters and her leadership, and Mayor Taylor, County Mayor, and we're excited to celebrate another win. It's the digital delta and more advanced manufacturing coming in.
All right, Ted, as always, good to see you.
Thanks, Alex.
Congratulations. I know you got to run down to the City Council.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit later.
I'll drive.
All right.